この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りしました。
In the previous episode, as we already know, Takemichi accepted Inoue's request to become the 11th generation Black Dragon president. And now Takemichi has two important positions in the world of delinquents. The first, he became the captain of the first division of the Tokyo Manji gang. And second, as the 11th generation president of Black Dragons. This episode begins with a flashback of the day after the Battle of the Holy Night. Tokyo Manji vs. Black Dragon. After the Battle of the Holy Night, Inoue talks to Mikey. Taiju has retired. Mikey. Black Dragon is now a subsidiary of Tokyo Manji. Then Mikey said, "So are you going to be the next captain for Black Dragon?" Inoue said, "No, it won't be me. It will be Hanagaki Takemichi." Takemichi? Mikey was surprised to hear Inoue's words. Then Inoue said, when he stood up against Taiju, "He resembles the first generations. He was like the first captain." Then Mikey said, "No way." "No way?" Then Inoue said, "Of course, we won't let him retire from Tokyo Manji. He can still be the first division captain." Suddenly in a loud voice Mikey said, "Hey! You're not the first one to find Takemichi. It was me. Who are you say he's like my brother? First of all, Takemichi is not yours." At that time, Inoue was surprised to see Mikey's childish behavior when he discussed Takemichi. "This guy, is he for real?" Then Mikey said, "If Takemichi really wanted to be the Black Dragon captain, I will reconsider." Back in the present, the Tokyo Manji First Division meeting begins. Inoue spoke to himself, "Who would have thought that the day I would wear this uniform from would come?" That day Inoue was seen as officially a member of Tokyo Manji's First Division, as well as the representative of the 11th generation Black Dragon. Not only Inoue, this meeting was attended by all members of the First Division of the Tokyo Manji gang. At that time Mikey knew that Mucho was a traitor. Takemichi said, "Yeah, and in this conflict the First Division will retrieve Koko, no matter what." Then Mikey asks Inoue, "Any ideas? When Tenjiku will attack us all out?" Then Inoue said, "Tomorrow, the 22nd of February, is the Black Dragon's 11th birthday." To Izana, who idolized Shinichiro madly, tomorrow is a special day. "So, tomorrow?" "Yes, I'm sure of it." Then Mikey said to all the members of the First Division Tokyo Manji, "All right, gather everyone in Tokyo Manji. We need to prepare for tomorrow's battle. This will be our final assembly." "Yes, sir." The scene changes to Yokohama, or Tenjiku's hideout. There was Kaku rushing towards Izana, and he said in a loud voice, "Izana, I don't agree with this. Why are you cooperating with them?" Then Izana said, "Silence, Kakucho. This is our only way to defeat Tokyo Manji." Kaku said, "I don't see any reason." Then here you can see the dark side of Izana. He said, "To kill." On the day of confrontation, there's turbulence during the meeting. The 22nd of February, 2 a.m. Musashi Shrine. At that time, all members of Tokyo Manji gathered at Musashi Shrine. And as always Draken opened the meeting. The emergency meeting of Tokyo Manji vs. Tenjiku. Start now. Just then Takemichi said, "Shifuyu. The First Division's objective this time is to bring back Koko. Defeat Kazaki and Izana. In other words, defeat Tenjiku." Somehow things have gotten simpler. Yeah, but the problem is, can Tokyo Manji win against Tenjiku at this state? Then Draken said to all the members of Tokyo Manji, "Listen carefully, everyone. Today on the 22nd of February, Tenjiku and Tokyo Manji will have a full-on confrontation. The war is finally starting. Be prepared, brace yourselves. Tenjiku is not the type to play around. They claim themselves as a criminal organization. They will use dirty tricks. Suddenly one of the members of Tokyo Manji shouted. He said, then Tokyo Manji must do the same. Turns out that person is Hake Shiba. Then Hake said, F them with dirty tricks. On the way here, Matsuya got attacked. And Smiley too. For a moment all members of Tokyo Manji were shocked to hear Hake's words. You're kidding, right? How did the two of them? Then Hake said, we were on our bikes until those Tenjiku hit them from behind with a pipe. Now both of them are lying unconscious at the hospital. Those Tenjiku will attack by means. At this point, Tokyo Manji will lose. Look around you. The first division is all injured. The second and fourth division captains are not here. The third division captain is absent. And the fifth division's captain is a traitor, now under Tenjiku. Hearing Hake's words, all members of Tokyo Manji got emotional, and they wanted to play dirty games against Tenjiku. And wanted to use weapons, just like Tenjiku did with Tokyo Manji before. Suddenly Payan turned on his bike. Shut the fuck up, man. Who gave you the permission to be this noisy? You're so scared of losing that you thought of surprising them with weapons? Pachin got arrested for using weapons. In resentment, I attacked Draken with it too. I played dirty. Mikey told me. I don't want to fight the likes of you. For a moment the members of Tokyo Manji were silent hearing Payan's words. Then Payan continued his speech. That's why I'm here right now. So, this time around, like Mikey was saying, I don't want to fight like a coward anymore. Hake. I understand your anger to what they did to Matsuya. But look at Mikey. Do you think he's okay with that? At that time Mikey was seen standing up straight, and he looked very sleepy. Then Mikey said, Hake. I want you to stay beside Matsuya. Huh? Hold on. I want to fight those bastards who attacked Matsuya. Then Mikey said, it's not that I'm worried about their condition. As soon as they open their eyes, those two would definitely run to join the war. Please stop that from happening. It will be hard for me to move if I'm worried about them. Leave your mission to Takemichi's team. Yes sir. Then Mikey said to all the members of Tokyo Manji. Listen here you guys. We might not have our captains with us in this battle. But I'm here. So, it'll be all right. Hearing Mikey's words, all the members of Tokyo Manji cheered for their fight against Tenjiku. Then the scene changes. Still on the same day, morning, 22nd of February. Inui takes Takemichi to make a pilgrimage to Shinichiro's grave. Just then, Inui introduces Takemichi to Shinichiro. Inui said, Shinichiro. Standing here is the 11th generation Black Dragon captain, Hanagaki Takemichi. Takemichi bowed his body in respect. Then Takemichi said, I will live up to the first generation's name. I will make Black Dragon the greatest team ever. Suddenly, someone came over to the two of them. Then he said, so the 11th generation is born on the Black Dragon's founding day, huh? That's interesting. So you are Hanagaki Takemichi? That person is Kurikawa Izana. He is the leader of the Yokohama Tenjiku gang. Suddenly Inui shouted for Izana, and Inui ran to attack Izana. What did you fuckers do to Koko? Seen here Inui pulled Izana's clothes, and clenched his fists like he wanted to hit Izana. Then Izana said, hey there. We didn't do anything at all. He was the one who wanted to join Tenjiku in the first place, right? Let me go. I'm only here to visit my brother's grave. At that time Takemichi was trying to stop Inui. That's enough Inui. Unexpectedly, it turns out that they are not the only ones who make a pilgrimage to Shinichiro's grave. At that time, Mikey and Emma came to make a pilgrimage to Shinichiro's grave. Izana said, wow, visiting the grave with your beloved sister? Then Mikey told Takemichi to take Emma away from that place. In another place, we are shown Kazaki and Hanma. At that time Kazaki was seen carrying a baseball bat and Hanma who was ready on his motorbike. Hanma said, "It's so not you get your own hands dirty like this, Kazaki." Kazaki said, "Yeah, can't rely on anyone for this one. Looks like they're going on a picnic." Then they go on their motorbikes. We're back in the cemetery area. At the cemetery, Izana said, "Tonight, at 8 p.m. come to the 7th pier at Yokohama Bay with the whole Tokyo Manji gang. It's the final battle between Tenjiku and Tokyo Manji." Outside the burial area, Emma said, "So, there's going to be a fight, right? Maybe. Do boys do nothing but fight each other?" Captain of the Tokyo Manji gang. The undefeatable Mikey. Mikey shows nothing but strength in front of everyone. Even when his brother died. Even when Baji died. No matter what, Mikey will never show his weakness. But, in reality, up until now, he still can't sleep without his dirty old towel. He's but a weak boy. So are you, and me. So whenever there is trouble, I will help Mikey, no matter what. Just like how Mikey always does. Man, that was too cool of me, wasn't it? After that, Emma offers Takemichi a drink. Wanna drink anything? Yeah, sure. Then Takemichi started to think. I see. A person who understands Mikey, and always supports him. It's been Emma all along, hasn't it? Suddenly Takemichi realized something. Wait. Future Mikey feels into darkness. He suffered even when Emma was there for him. Emma even around in the future? The worst conclusion came to mind and Kazaki's plan is. Then shown a flashback scene before the incident. At that time Kazaki had already devised a dirty plan. Kazaki said, "Izana, Mikey is in your hands. I will handle your sister. Victory is upon us. With this, I will definitely obtain my Tokyo Manji." Then the scene changes to Takemichi and Emma, who just bought a soft drink. While in the middle of the road, they are startled by a rider speeding towards them. Instantly Takemichi realized that the rider was Kazaki, who was carrying a baseball bat, and instantly he swung a punch. Takemichi closed his eyes, and prepared to take the hit. But the blow went to Emma. Takemichi doesn't realize that Kazaki's target is Emma. At that time Emma was seen lying down, and unconscious, after getting hit by Kazaki. Kazaki had time to stop, and made sure Emma was dead. Then he said, "This is the end, Hanagaki Takemichi." Then Kazaki ran away from that place. Takemichi was very shocked by the incident. We went as far as attacking a girl? Just to make Mikey fall. He went as far as this? Takemichi immediately took Emma's injured body on her lap, and called out to Emma constantly. Then Takemichi remembered where he was always trying to save people who died in the past. Takemichi starts blaming himself. "I'm so stupid. Even when I saved Draken. Even when I saved Kazutora. Even when Kazaki got fired from Tokyo Manji. Even when I saved Taiju. Even after all of that nothing has changed. And now it's this? Emma, please wake up. Emma, if you die right now. If you die in the past, I can't save you." Mikey, who saw the incident, immediately ran to Emma. Seeing Emma, who was already lying on the road, Mikey instantly fell silent and limp. The worst outcome has come, as Mikey witnesses his beloved sister on the ground, unconscious. Then Takemichi said, "I'm sorry Mikey." Mikey asked Takemichi, "What happened?" Takemichi said, "A bike suddenly came and hit Emma. It was Kazaki." Then after that, Inui and Izana came, following Mikey. The real Izana already knew that incident would happen. He just walked away, ignoring his little sister Emma, who was dying, and would probably die. Then Mikey asked Takemichi to lift Emma on his back. Get her up here. At that time Mikey intended to take Emma to the hospital. Don't worry Emma, we will be reaching the hospital soon. On the way, Emma woke up from her faint, then she said, Mikey, I can't move my body. At that time, Mikey talked to Emma, so that Emma would stay awake. Oh yeah, there was a bike. Do you still remember? When you were 5, you'd always be chasing me. Until one day you fell down from the monkey bars and broke your leg. It's been a while since I last carried you on my back like this. Then Emma said, Hey. Yeah, if anything happens to me, please tell Draken. I love you Draken. Tell him that. Mikey said, Tell him yourself. Then Emma said to Takemichi. Takemichi. Please. Then with a smile, Emma said, Take care of Mikey, okay? After saying her last wish, Emma was dead. At that time Mikey was still trying to keep Emma awake. Emma. Emma? You know, I've promised Kenshin not to tell you this. But Kenshin, he likes you, you know? You guys love each other. So once we reach the hospital, I will call Kenshin the right way. Alright? Then Mikey asks Takemichi to check Emma's body. Can you check on Emma for me? Emma's body is cold. At that time Takemichi could only be silent, and he was trying to hold back his tears. But at that time Mikey was still trying to keep Emma awake. He told her about his dream family. I've always dreamed of a future where you're going to have a child. Kenshin builds a family. When I come over, Kenshin won't even care about you. We will be drinking sake and talking about our past so lively. We will be hanging out until late at night. Mitsuya and Takemichi will come over too. We'll be really noisy. And the baby wakes up. I get scolded by you. At that moment, Mikey didn't know how to express his sadness, and Mikey tried to stay strong, even though he was very sad inside. And shown the dream family scene that Mikey wants in the future. If only that tragic incident didn't happen. Then the scene changes to another place. Seen at that place, Kazaki was sitting on top of the building. Then Izana came and she said, Kazaki, I've covered you up with a substitute. Your name is clear. Then Kazaki said, I know Mikey the best. I am certain of that. You don't necessarily need brains to stand above everyone. You need to have the looks. And for Mikey, his looks are the absolute medium to stand above everyone. He can't hang out with the rest of the current Tokyo Manji. It's a waste of his potential. Therefore, it is necessary for me to fix this. Izana said, That's selfish of you? Then Kazaki said, So I came up with a plan to murder that annoying Draken. I used Kiyomasa to hold a grudge on him. Just when the plan was going well, someone ruined it. Tanigaki Takemichi. Then Izana said, You didn't see him coming? Because of him, the plan to murder Draken failed. After that, I came up with another plan, which was to use Valhalla, a team created to put Mikey on top. And now, the person who ruined that plan was Keisuke Baji. I persuaded Kazutora to kill Baji. I should just erase all those in my way. I've done everything, but nothing is accomplished to my heart's content. Mikey expelled me after seeing his beloved friends gone. Yes, to make him become what he's supposed to be, I will definitely get back up. Then Izana said, So the final blow was Sano Emma? One thing I don't get is, you were willing to take the risks to get your hands dirty on this one. When you could have easily manipulated others to perform this murder. What made you decide this move? Kazaki said, Is that your only inquiry to the person that killed your real sister? Izana said, Real sister? After 10 years of living in that institution, the only person that visited me was Shinichiro. The only thing that filled my emptiness was his love. Kazaki, my only interest is everything that Sano Shinichiro loved. Your malice satisfies my heart. That's why I got no problem with being used. Right now, Mikey and I are in the same spot. Both are extremely empty inside. I will tame Mikey." Then Izana said, "Take your time. Don't rush things. Tokyo Manji is all yours." While standing on the top of the building, Kazaki spoke to himself. "So what's your plan now, hero?" Then the scene changes to the hospital. At that time, Draken was seen in shock, seeing Emma who had died, and he still couldn't believe what had happened. Then shown Mikey who looks shocked in the corner, with a face full of despair. Seeing that, Takemichi made up his mind, "I have to do something." Still in the hospital, after seeing Emma's condition, at that time Draken said, "Mikey, let's go outside for a bit." After being outside, Draken asked, "What happened? You were there, how could this happen?" But at that time there was no response from Mikey, and he just kept silent. "Hey, Mikey. What the f*** were you doing?" Suddenly Takemichi prostrated himself, and he said, "It was my fault. I was closest to her around that time, but I could not save her. It wasn't Mikey's fault. It's all my fault. So Draken, please. If there's anyone to blame, it's me. You shouldn't be punching Mikey." But Draken didn't hear a word from Takemichi, and he took his anger out on Mikey. "You built Tokyo Manji to protect everyone, right? Yet we got Pachin arrested. Baji is dead. Kazutora got arrested. And now Emma." At that time Takemichi tried to stop Draken. However, Takemichi's efforts are stopped, after he gets one hit from Draken. Here you can see Takemichi and Mikey lying on the ground. Draken who always looked strong and now he was starting to shed tears. Then Takemichi said, "Get a hold of yourself, Draken." The usual Draken would. He would have overcome this. He'd accept this head on. Is it acceptable? On the other hand, Takemichi was reminded of an incident in the future. This situation is unacceptable, right? I wanted to touch Hina once again. I wanted to look at Hina again. I wanted to. When the person you love the most dies, it's unacceptable. These two can't go back to the past. Unlike me, they can't save the people important to them. Mikey, you can't bear with this, right? You have lost everything. You can't accept all of this. You have no choice but to fall. I can't change that future anymore." Then shown the scene of the Tokyo Manji gang members gathering, and they are preparing to fight against the Tenjiku gang. "Hey, it's getting late, isn't it? What's going on?" Then Akun said, "Chifuyu, have you tried contacting Mikey? No use, he won't answer my call." Takemichi too. Wonder if something happened. Not long after that, Inui came with his motorbike. Chifuyu said, "Where's Takemichi? Why isn't he with you?" Inui said, "Something bad happened." Then Inui told the incident that had happened. The scene back in the hospital. At that time Takemichi was talking to Mikey. Takemichi said, "This might not be the right time to talk about this, but today is the final battle with Tenjiku. The whole gang can't move without your comment. Mikey. The one who killed Emma was Kazaki." But at that time there was no response from Mikey, and he just kept silent. "You know him, he was devious as ever. I could not catch him. Mikey, I will settle things with Tenjiku alone." But at that time Mikey did not respond at all. And all that was visible was Mikey's face full of despair. While walking out of the hospital, Takemichi said to himself, "Even if I work alone, I have to move forward." At that time, Hina came to the hospital, and Hina, who saw Emma lying dead in the hospital, also immediately burst into tears. She couldn't hold back her tears. Just then Takemichi heard the cries of Hina, who had lost Emma. Takemichi tries to comfort Hina, who is saddened by Emma's death. Hina immediately scolded Takemichi for his attitude. "Stop joking around, Takemichi." Then Takemichi said, "I was a part-time cleaner, at a department store, at the age of 21. 21? Kids often get lost, you see? I try to lift their spirits up like this. But it just made them cry. So useless, right? This is me. The 26-year-old me. Being carefree won't get you anywhere. I have been living vaguely every day. I don't know how to handle things. When I get caught into bad situations like these, I was really clueless, always running away to things that challenged me. I kept running and running. It's a life where I keep on running endlessly. I'll be going now. I am still able to do something. A hero doesn't run. I want you to be cheerful." Then Takemichi walked away while making up his mind, "I'll protect you. Even if I'll die today. Let's settle this, Kazaki." Even in despair, Takemichi decides to end things alone. And that is his mission. When Takemichi came out of the hospital, it turned out that outside, Chifuyu was waiting for Takemichi. Chifuyu said, "Get on, the whole gang is waiting." After that they went to Musashi Shrine, where the members of Tokyo Manji gather. At that time, Chifuyu spoke to all the members of Tokyo Manji. "Listen up everyone. Just recently, the president's sister has passed away. Our president for sure can't join today's war with Tenjiku. Our vice president too." The members of Tokyo Manji said, "What? Then what are we supposed to do now? Without our top two around, we can't fight, right?" Then Inui said, "That's right. An army without its king is just a disorderly crowd. It will be 100% defeated. It's not just about this fight." The members of Tokyo Manji said, "He has got a point. Aren't we fighting for him in the first place? Should we retreat?" Then Takemichi said, "Surely, if we retreat for today, we can prepare ourselves and get a better chance to win. But today, Tokyo Manji will attack Tenjiku." Then the members of Tokyo Manji said, "Huh? What selfish wit are you talking about? It's impossible for Tokyo Manji to move without Mikey. Since when do you run the orders in Tokyo Manji, you Don't get carried away. How about you go alone then?" Then as they walked away from the meeting place, they said, "At least, waiting for Mikey to recover would be a better idea. Let's just wrap it up for today." In this situation, it seems that the members of Tokyo Manji disagree with Takemichi's words to fight against Tenjiku, in the absence of Mikey and Draken. Then Chifuyu said, "Well, this is how it turns out to be." Takemichi said, "They're not wrong. But if we retreat, things will go the way Kazaki wants it to. I have no choice. I've been planning to fight alone, anyway." Chifuyu said. "Then? What are you going to do?" Takemichi said, "Even if I have to go alone, I won't pull out from this fight." Then with a smile, Chifuyu said, "Right. Let's do a double suicide then." Takemichi said, "Chifuyu, I'm sorry." Suddenly in a loud voice, Akin said, "It's not just the two of you. I'm with you, Takemichi. Always been with you." Takemichi is the only person who never runs away. And the other members of Tokyo Manji's first division, they expressed their willingness to join the fight alongside Takemichi. "Let's attack Tenjiku together." Suddenly Smiley came in a wheelchair, and she said, "This Takemichi. He doesn't fight to win." Just then Tokyo Manji members are surprised to see Smiley coming. Well, Takemichi is an idiot. That's why he never runs. Not only Smiley, it turns out that Matsuya also came to that place. "Take these two with you." Then Matsuya tells Takemichi to take Hake and angry with him to join the fight. Then Chifuyu shouted to all the members of Tokyo Manji, "Our chances to win are 0 to none. But, if we run now, then consider it the end of Tokyo Manji. We have to prove that we are Tokyo Manji, right? Even if Mikey is not here, Tokyo Manji will never lose." It turns out that Chifuyu's words raised the fighting spirit of all members of Tokyo Manji, and they are ready to fight against the Tenjiku gang. And amidst the commotion, Takemichi said, "Chifuyu, I will save Emma and Baji. I don't know how, but the fact that I can time leap shows that nothing is impossible at this point. I won't let things end this way." After that, Takemichi led all members of Tokyo Manji to go fight against the Tenjiku gang. Let's go. The 22nd of February, 9:55 p.m. Yokohama Bay 7th Wharf. The Battle of Tokyo Manji vs Tenjiku has finally started. Today, Tokyo Manji's future is decided. At that time Izana said, "Tonight, history will be made. The night that Tokyo's greatest gangs assemble. Shinjuku's Onzo Kukizoku, Kichijoiji's SS, Ikebukuro ICBM, Ueno Night Dust, and other delinquent gangs that I have acknowledged. All of them, seen there the leaders of the top gang at that time, had been defeated by Izana." Izana said, "How disappointing. Are you telling me these guys are the top right now?" Kikucho said, "Izana, it's already 10 p.m. It looks like Tokyo Manji ain't gonna come." Madarame said, "Rindo and I dealt with Matsuya and Smiley. Mucho dealt with the first division. Then Mikey and Draken were both crushed by Kazaki." Hanma said, "From the looks of it, Tokyo Manji's pretty done for." Mochi said, "I don't favor the way he did it, though." Then Mucho said, "Izana, us S62 who were called the worst generation have all lost our dreams. Now you have made them come true. This is the end for Tokyo Manji." Then while standing on top of the container, Izana said to everyone who was there, "From now on Tenjiku will slowly rise up to the top. We'll take over the gangs in Tokyo. Get involved with the mature underground business. It doesn't matter if it's Yakuza or what. We will destroy anyone who opposes us. We will dominate the underground world of Japan." "That's right, and along with it, you'll stand for that, Mikey. I will let you suffer. Until the very bitter end." Madarame said, "Tokyo Manji would be a pretty useless team without Mikey, right?" And Mochi said, "And no one is coming too, what a boring bunch." Suddenly Kazaki said, "No. That guy will definitely come." Izana said, "What do you mean?" Not long after that, there was an approaching exhaust noise. Seen at that time Takemichi led the gang Tokyo Manji. The Battle of Tokyo Manji vs Tenjiku has finally started. Tenjiku and Tokyo Manji finally face off. As Kazaki looms above, the final battle starts. Seen at that time, Kazaki was standing on top of the container. Then Chifuyu said, "That bastard, Kazaki. He's just standing there and watching. He's that kind of guy. It's as if we can't reach him unless we defeat Tenjiku. He's thought of his thoroughly." Then Takemichi said to himself, "Just watch Kazaki? I will drag you down from here." Then the scene is shown from a different angle. 400 members of Tenjiku versus 50 members of Tokyo Manji. Izana said, "How will you handle this clear disadvantage?" "You go first, Shien." Madarame said, "Today's forerunner will be me. Former president of Black Dragons. Tenjiku 4 Heavenly Kings. Madarame Shien." Takemichi said, "Who will Tokyo Manji send? Forerunners? What does that mean?" Then Yamagishi explained to Takemichi, "It's the S62 infamous ritual. They liven up the later battle by starting with a one-on-one fight." Then Makoto said, "Wow. The delinquent nerd has spoken." Takemichi said, "I see. Since I took the lead for today's battle, it should be me." Then with a stupid face, Madarame said, Come on, stop joking around Tokyo Manji. Mikey, Draken, Matsuya, and Smileys. Not even one of your MVPs is around. And no one's around to be a forerunner too? Suddenly Payan came forward, and he said, your opponent will be me. Today you're acting as president. So step back. Takemichi. Then Payan said to Madarame. Tokyo Manji Gang acting 3rd Division Captain. Hayashi Ryohei. Then Madarame said, whatever. I can finish all of Tokyo Manji myself. Chifuyu said, this one-on-one fight is important. The winning team will get a huge morale boost. Izana said, so you realized why it is important. Shion is Tenjiku's top mad dog. Then it looks like the members of Tenjiku are giving support to Madarame. Then Payan said, you know, after all this time you were talking. I don't get a single shit. All members of Tenjiku and Tokyo Manji were shocked when they saw Madarame, who lost with just one hit. Then Hake said, Matsuya said this before. Payan might be stupid, but in terms of strength, he is above me. Then Payan shouted, Takemichi. I leave the rest to you. Light up the beacon for battle. Seen in this scene, all the members of Tokyo Manji waiting for Takemichi's command. Then Takemichi said, thank you, Payan. Everyone. Are you guys prepared? Yeah. Whenever you're ready, Chief. Takemichi made up his mind. The tides have turned. And now Tokyo Manji, ahead to defeat Kazaki. Tokyo Manji is at an advantage as the battle begins. Now, it's time to bring Kazaki down. Shown in this scene, all the members of Tokyo Manji and Tenjiku, they are hitting each other. The fight was brutal at that time. Takemichi, who is not good at fighting, gets a lot of beatings from Tenjiku. Chifuyu also immediately helps Takemichi at that time. Suddenly Payan ran from behind, and shouted, get out of my way. At that time, Payan was very brutal against Tenjiku's gang members. I'll handle these pests, Takemichi. Takemichi, who saw the condition, was very surprised. That's crazy. He's taking them down one by one. While Takemichi is distracted, one of the Tenjiku members tries to attack Takemichi. Suddenly Hake came and helped Takemichi, then he said, don't get distracted, Takemichi. Then Angry came and said, let's make a pathway for Takemichi. Not only Angry and Hake, but also Yamagishi, Akin, Makoto, and Takuya. They came to help Takemichi. Then Chifuyu asks Takemichi to follow him. I'll open the path towards Kazaki to you. No matter what. You gotta beat the hell out of that. After that, Takemichi ran towards Kazaki, who was on top of the container. For a moment, Takemichi remembered the words from Naoto, Mikey and Kazaki. Please prevent them from meeting each other. At that time, I didn't even know how you looked like. And now, I have gone this far. I'll crush you head on. I'm sure you can time leap as well. That's why even after all the changes I made in the past, the future never changes. The other time leapers is you, Kazaki. This time, I will surely end you and change the future. On the other hand, Izana is punishing Madarame because he had lost to Tokyo Manji. Shion, you never change even after 2 years. That time when Black Dragon lost to Mikey. It wasn't because of Mikey's strength, it was because you are weak, aren't you? At this point, even in Tenjiku, you are useless. Payan, who was raging at that time, he shouted, I'm acting 3rd Division Captain, Hayashi Ryohei. This makes Tenjiku's gang members tremble, and they dare not attack. Seeing this condition, Izana intervened against Payan. Then Izana said, well, revenge I totally not my style, but, fight me, will you? Seeing Izana, who was already in front of him, Payan immediately attacked Izana. Bring it on. But with just one kick, Payan fell to the ground, and he was unconscious. Izana said, "Okay. He's stopped moving now." It was a sudden attack. Then a flashback of Izana is shown. Juvenile Institute. 5 years ago. Seen at that time Izana beat someone brutally. Then Mucho said, "Only you are capable of leading us, Izana." Izana said, "I wonder when we can assemble. Until then, let's terrorize some more." Now then. The era of brutality. It's your time to shine. The battle is still going on. At that time Takemichi kept running to beat Kazaki. But Takemichi is blocked by Mochi. Your opponent is the 4 heavenly kings, Mochi. You're the guy from that day. Not so fast. Suddenly Chifuyu came, and immediately gave Mochi a kick. Then Chifuyu said, "Get back up, you massive gorilla. You opponent is me, Tokyo Manji 1st Division Vice Captain, Mitsuno Chifuyu, versus Tenjiku 4 Heavenly Kings, Mochizuki Kanji." On the other hand, we are shown the battle between Tokyo Manji 2nd Division Vice Captain, Shiba Hake, versus Tenjiku 4 Heavenly Kings, Heitani Ran, and Tokyo Manji 4th Division Vice Captain, Kawada Soya, versus Tenjiku, Heitani Rindo. Meanwhile, Takemichi will face his childhood friend. Your opponent is me, Tokyo Manji 1st Division Captain, Hanagaki Takemichi, versus Tenjiku 4 Heavenly Kings, Kakucho. On the other hand, Inui said to Mucho, "Guess I'll be fighting you, former 5th Division Captain. I will kill you. I'm going to take Koko back." Then Mucho said, "I will not be fighting you." Suddenly, Koko? Tokyo Manji 1st Division, Inui Sishu, versus Tenjiku, Kokonoi Hajime. At that time Kakucho said, "I thought I did my very best to avoid any conflict from happening. So what brings you here, Takemichi? There wouldn't have been any conflict if Tokyo Manji didn't come." Takemichi said, "Kakucho, do you know about Emma's death? Avoid any conflict from happening? Bullshit. In this battle, I will beat Izana's ass up. I will get Koko back. And then, I will gentle things with Kazaki Tada, and end Tenjiku." Then Kakucho said, "That's a pretty big dream. But, you can't get Kokonoi back. That guy chose to be in Tenjiku himself." Then the scene moves to another battle, Inui versus Koko. At that moment, Inui said, "What happened, Koko? It's all right, man. You don't have to pretend to be on Tenjiku's side. I'm here to get you back." Then Koko said, "Tokyo Manji will not make money. Come to Tenjiku, Inui. There's even a post prepared for you. If you join, you will immediately get into a high position." Positions? Money? Koko said, "Inui, grow up. Tokyo Manji will obviously lose today. So please, just for today, leave it to me. I won't do anything bad." Then Inui said, "Get your hands off me, Koko. I've entrusted my life to Hanagaki and Black Dragon. I'm never going to be in Tenjiku." "Think wisely, Inui." Inui said, "Right back at you. You don't need money anymore, right? When did you start getting obsessive over Akane?" Suddenly Koko strangled Inui's neck. Then Koko said, "The one getting obsessed here is you. Trying to revive Black Dragon? What the hell did you do? It went rotten anyway, didn't it?" Then Inui releases the choke from Koko. And then Inui said, "I admit, I destroyed Black Dragon. Then how about you start realizing that I am not Akane? I'm Shisu." Koko gives Inui a kick. Then while remembering flashback, Koko said, "I live for money." At that time Inui and Koko went home. Suddenly a beautiful girl said, "Going home? Want to stop by library?" "Yeah, That girl is Akane Inui. She is Inui's sister who is 5 years older. In that timeline, Koko really loves Akane. One day, the Inui family's house had a fire incident. At that time, Koko, who saw the incident, rushed to save Akane, who was trapped in the flames, but unexpectedly, what Koko saved was Inui, and not Akane. This is because Inui's face is very similar to Akane. Then Inui was rushed to the hospital. At the hospital, Inui tells that he was told by the doctor. Akane, she barely survived. Her burns are really bad. It's gonna take 40 million yen for her full recovery. From that incident, Koko was only obsessed with money. Akane got severely injured from the fire, and 40 million yen is needed to cure her. I have to earn that money no matter what. I desperately think about it. Again and again. And to me, who was just a kid, the only way to get a sum that large was to use illegal means. I researched on how to get money through time. First, I gathered some delinquents, and ordered them to steal and do blackmail. We were successful, and the punks were very satisfied. Rumors spread and more people appeared. A month passed, I had gathered a fair amount of thieves. After all, these thieves we just kids. We only gathered 100,000 yen. 40 million is still a long way to go. The 100,000 yen was saved for our gang funds. We skimmed credit cards. And met with Club VIP. So we could have connections with rich people. So you're that kid, huh? Yes. If your request is equal to the amount of money we need, then we'll accept your request. My plan was to cover up the crimes our rich partners did. Since we are minors, the punishment given to us are not severe. It was the perfect business. We now have financial sources. Money. Money. I was desperate. When Inui calls him, Inui tells him that Akane is dead. In vain all the struggle to raise money for Akane's treatment. Get over it, Koko. Akane's already. Shut up. Don't look at me with that face. I'll do anything. If there are requests, then I'll do it for money. Then rumors will spread. A lot of people would approach me. Kurikawa Izana. Shiba Taiju. Those who approach me are so simple. Money. You're the same, right Inui? After all, you're just using me to rebuild Black Dragon, right? And then with tears in his eyes, Inui said, Koko. Akane is already dead. Suddenly Koko gently held Inui's cheek, and assumed this Inui as Akane. Akane, if she saw me right now, would she look at me with such an angry face? For a moment, Koko remembered the memories with Akane, when he saw Akane for the last. Was it painful? You can rest easy now, you know? I'm so sorry, Akane. If only I had more money. Akane died. I know that very well. But I can't go back anymore. I've entrusted my life to Tenjiku. You are my enemy. Suddenly Mucho came. That's enough. Stand back, Kokonoi. From here on, I'll be your opponent, Inui. On the other hand, Takemichi is seen fighting with Kikucho. Kikucho said, You're too weak, Takemichi. Then Takemichi said, Get out of my way, Kikucho. My opponent is Kazaki. Kikucho said, As long as I am here, I won't let you go near him. Chifuyu, who saw Takemichi who fell on the ground, he tried to help Takemichi. But Chifuyu, who was currently fighting with Mochi, couldn't help Takemichi. Mochi said, Don't get distracted. Chifuyu said, You're annoying, you fucking gorilla. Damn, I thought it was just a surprise attack, but this guy is crazy strong. On the other hand, Kazaki, who was standing on top of the container, said, "Izana. Seems like Tenjiku is having a hard time crushing Tokyo Manji." Then Izana said, "We formed up at the juvenile center when we were 13. The generation of brutality. Mochi's crime obstructing the execution of public duty. He beat up a cop who was trying to stop a fight. Bloodlusty, isn't he? Mucho's crime was assault. He broke the spinal cord of his opponent and gave him lower body paralysis. He threw them on the concrete." On the other hand, it looks like Angry and Hake are overwhelmed against the Heitani brothers. Hake said, "Is your arm okay?" Then Angry said, "I think it's broken." Then Rindo said, "Come on now, are you scared? Come here. I'll handle something other than your arm, though." "Hey bro, these guys are looking down on me because I'm the young brother." Then Ron said, "Tell them good, Rindo." Then Izana continued her explanation. Heitani brothers' crime was inflicting injury causing death. At that time, the largest team in Tokyo was Roppongi Kyogoku. Their captain and vice-captain decided to go one-on-one with the Heitani brothers. The result, Ron took out the captain in one go, and immediately went for his little brother's opponent, the vice-captain. With Rindo locking the vice-captain's joints, his face was brutally beaten. He was then taken to the hospital with a skull fracture and his face caved in. He didn't make it. And at the age of 13, the Heitani brothers were on top. The generation of brutality forms Tenjiku. No matter how much Tokyo Manji struggles, it is useless. This battle's victory belongs to Tenjiku. The conflict with Tenjiku doesn't look good. Now the four heavenly kings have made their move. And now, the true strengths of Tenjiku have been exposed. Is there any chance for Takemichi, who leads Tokyo Manji in this war? Seen in this scene, Angry and Hake face off against Rindo and Ron Heitani. The brothers are observed to be the perfect fighting combination. Rindo and Ron said, "Let's show them what we're capable of, big bro." "You seem excited, Rindo." Then Angry and Hake said, "Those two are kinda trouble. They are the perfect combination." While facing Mochi, Chifuyu notes that Angry and Hake are an uncoordinated combination when compared to the Heitani brothers. They are unable to work together. That's a bad duo. Suddenly Rindo starts attacking Angry. "I'm gonna get your leg next." At that time Hake tried to help Angry. When Hake and Angry are distracted by Rindo, Ron suddenly comes to attack Angry. Angry? When Haka is distracted, suddenly, Rindo's joint locking technique. "I'm very used to hearing screams of pain as I bend joints, you know?" When Hake screams in pain. Ran's continuous baton attack. In this situation, it looks like they are both overwhelmed against the Heitani brothers. Then Rindo said, "So weak. These punk got no coordination." On the ground, after receiving an attack from the Heitani brothers, Angry and Hake argue over their lack of teamwork. And then they wish that their older sibling was there instead. Watching this, Chifuyu says, "Just as I thought, these two are the baby of the family. Selfish, spoilt and pampered, and irresponsible. Since they're the youngest of the family, they're both brought up pampered and spoiled." Hearing Chifuyu's words, Hake and Angry lash out at Chifuyu. "Chifuyu, I'll fucking kill you. Don't be like this big idiot over here. Huh?" Amid Hake and Angry's argument, the Heitani brothers knock both of them to the ground, and they're mocking their sibling. Ron said, "Next time bring your big brother, you little dependent chicks." And Rindo said, "Just hide behind your big bro's shadows?" Laying on the ground, Hake and Angry long for their siblings once again, but concluded that it cannot be helped. They realize their shared weaknesses, and reliance on others. This motivates their drive to fight. they prepare to face the Haitani brothers once again, charging towards them. Hold it right there, the two of you. Huh? We are the babies of the family. Let us show you the power of relying on others. They're finally settling scores with the strongest, Haitani brothers. Then it is shown flashback of Angry and Smiley. Elementary school-aged Angry cries, surrounded by beat-up middle schoolers strewn on the ground. Smiley tells him to stop crying, as he will protect Angry. At that time, Smiley makes Angry promise not to cry again. Overlooking the city in their wheelchairs, Mitsuya tells Smiley that he seems distracted. Hey Smiley. What's up? You seem spaced out. Then Smiley said, something just came up in my mind. What is it? Ever since that day, he always tags along with me, that guy. I wonder if he'll be alright on his own. Angry. Bet he's crying again. Then Mitsuya said, you're being too overprotective. But don't worry about it. Those guys are damn strong. Back to the battlefield. With Angry and Hake rushing at Rindo and Ron Haitani. But the Haitani brothers easily knocked Hake and Angry to the ground. Rindo tackled Angry. I'm coming for your leg next. Then quickly Rindo grabs hold of his left leg. Shit. This guy is really fast. Just then Angry screamed in pain, after Rindo broke his leg. Angry crawling in pain. As Angry crawls, barely able to move. Rindo said, I've busted his right arm and his left leg, he's nothing now. Then Ron said, and the next one is? Just you left, Hake. At that moment, Angry watches desperately as Rindo grabs Hake's arm, while Ran hits his face with a baton. Angry said, that's unfair. At this rate, Hake will die. Suddenly Angry started crying, and begging the Haitani brothers to stop. Ron and Rindo, who saw Angry crying, they were surprised. Meanwhile elsewhere, Smiley tells Mitsuya, Angry is just a very nice person. So beating someone up is not his thing, you know? But you know, once he starts crying, it will get different. He's got his limit. The ogre comes out. Smiley said, during our 4th year of elementary school, I got ganged up by 10 middle school kids. When Angry saw that, he started crying. The next thing I knew, all those middle schoolers ended up in the hospital, seriously injured. Ever since that, I made him promise me that he'll never cry again. The crying blue ogre. He is 100 times stronger than me. As Hake is in trouble, Angry awakens. How strong is this ogre? In the battlefield, Angry said to the Haitani brothers, you guys went too far. I'm sorry big brother. I broke the promise. At that time the Haitani brothers wondered, what's with him? I just broke him leg, how is he standing? Then Angry walked up to the Haitani brothers. Amidst all the fighting, Rindo tells Angry not to exert himself. Hey, don't push yourself too hard. Your left leg and right arm is broken, remember? Then Hake said, Angry. It's an alright man. You can stop. Rindo said, oh well. I'll break another part of your body then. Rindo, don't be careless now. It's gonna be alright, brother. This kid is done for. See, he's wide open. My tackle will surely end him for good here. Just then, Rindo felt something wrong. He is not moving? While crying Angry said, the last time I cried was in the 4th year of elementary. The next thing I knew, everyone was taken down. Then Big Bro told me, next time, please don't cry again. Because if you do, you turn into a murder. Angry knocks out Rindo in a single punch. The blow sounded so loud that it was heard by the other delinquents who were fighting. All the delinquents who are fighting are shocked to see Angry's power. Where did he go? You're slow. Braid hair. Not only Rindo, it turns out that Ron also knocks out in a single punch. The Haitani brothers are instantly defeated. After seeing the defeat of the Haitani brothers, Mochi walked up to Angry, then he said, "Come on, Haitani. I put trust in you guys." Chifuyu said, "Wait Mochi. Your opponent is not. Shut up. I can beat Angry on my own. Right? You tiny prick." Suddenly Mochi's head is already on the ground. Once again Angry knocks his opponent unconscious. Chifuyu is surprised at Mochi's defeat. He wonders what happened to Angry to render this. While crying, Angry asks the fearful Tenjiku members who his next opponent is. Mucho stepped forward, and he said, "I see. You're Tokyo Manji Dark House, huh? I won't go easy on you." Mucho grabbed Angry's arm. Then he tried to slam Angry into the ground. Suddenly very quickly Angry changed his body position, and he slammed Mucho to the ground. Instantly Mucho was unconscious, with only one slam from Angry. Takemichi was surprised to see that. With just Angry, Tenjiku as half destroyed? When Mucho fainted, he remembered the flashback with Mikey. At that time Mucho said, "I used to follow you. A really powerful king." Mikey said, "It's all right Mucho. You don't have to say anything. No matter what, to me, you're always an important person, Mucho." When Mucho wakes up from his stupor, he finds himself lying on the ground. Meanwhile Chifuyu congratulated Angry on winning. At that moment Inui, Chifuyu, Angry, Takemichi, and Hake, they got back up. Then Angry said, "Takemichi, this fight is in our hands." They believed in the fight this time they had the advantage. Instantly Mucho remembered Izana's order before the fight started. "How is it? Do you like Tenjiku's uniform? It's not that bad. So, in today's battle, are you willing to kill someone for me?" At that time Mucho got up from his stupor, then while holding a knife he said, "I don't lose. I will never lose." Mucho quickly swung his knife at Angry. Takemichi tried to save Angry. Suddenly Kakucho comes, and holds Mucho's knife. "You're already lost, Mucho." Mucho said, "Get out, you shit. What do you understand? I don't want you to be broken by Tenjiku. You taught me how to be a man among men." Then Kakucho said, "Izana, I will take the punishment for this later." Takemichi said, "Thank you, Kakucho." Then Kakucho said, "Don't be mistaken, Takemichi. I did not intend to save you. This is for the man who I entrusted my life with. I will bring him to his desired destination, even its hell. I am not the same person from the past, Takemichi. I am one of Tenjiku's 4 heavenly kings, Hito Kakucho." Kakucho quickly moves to attack Angry. After dropping Angry to the ground, Kakucho immediately attacked Inui and Chifuyu with just one hit. As seen from Tokyo Manji, at that time, only Takemichi could stand up and fight. Izana who saw that he said, "Kakucho's strong. I guess the rest of the 4 heavenly kings are useless. Tenjiku's strongest is Kakucho alone, after all." Kakucho said, "Tokyo Manji is now you alone, Takemichi." Back to Kakucho and Takemichi's flashback. At that moment, Kakucho said, "This is depressing, Takemichi. They are a bunch of cowards. Once they start losing, they call their friends to gang up on me." Takemichi said, "Then I'll take them out for you, Kakucho said, "Thanks, Takemichi. But let me get revenge on my own. I want to become stronger." Back to the battlefield. At that time Takemichi said, "You really got stronger, Kakucho. However, you're a member of a murderous group now. What the hell happened there? Suddenly Kikucho hits Takemichi. Obviously, I am different than who I was before. Amidst the battle, Izana said. Kikucho and I met at the orphanage. We grew up together like siblings. Kikucho became my strongest soldier. Meanwhile, I don't care about the past. Takemichi. Kikucho has fun beating up Takemichi. You don't understand the bond we orphans have. To me, shit like childhood friends. At that time Takemichi was beaten by Kikucho constantly, without him being able to fight back. Koko, who saw the bad situation, he said, "Look at that Inui. I can see Black Dragon's future in Hanagaki's hands," is what I would say. This is the truth. Hanagaki loses. There's no one else left standing in Tokyo Manji. Tenjiku wins. It's the end of Tokyo Manji. Chifuyu, who saw Takemichi being beaten continuously, he was worried. Takemichi. Shit. I can't move. At this rate, Takemichi might die. But Takemichi didn't give up. Takemichi, whose face was already battered, he got back up. What the hell, Kikucho? You really never changed from before. You punch just like when you were a kid. Kikucho said. Listen, Takemichi. Move again and you better be prepared to die. Shut up. Koko, who saw Takemichi didn't give up even though he was already battered, and couldn't fight back, he was surprised. What the hell is that guy? How can he still stand up? Suddenly Chifuyu, who was lying on the ground, he got up, and he stopped their fight. Chifuyu said, "That's enough, Takemichi. Tokyo Manji lost. 400 versus 50. We knew right from the beginning we can't win this fight. Look, there is no one else standing. You did your best, but if this goes on, you will die." Takemichi shouted at Chifuyu. Tokyo Manji will never lose. As long as I am here, Tokyo Manji will never lose. This is Tokyo Manji's acting president Hanagaki Takemichi. Immediately the delinquents who were there were surprised to hear Takemichi's words. At that time Izana said, "What are you doing, Kikucho? Hurry up and end it already." With a strong determination, Takemichi said, "Kikucho will not win against me. I just know it by looking at him. He looks like he does not have enough determination." Suddenly Kazaki came, then he said, "Move, Kikucho." "So you're saying you have it then, Takemichi?" Suddenly Kazaki points a gun at Takemichi. "I won't lose even if I die." That kind of determination, right? The delinquents who saw the situation were shocked. A gun? Hey, what the hell? But at that time Takemichi was not afraid. With a look full of anger, Takemichi looked at Kazaki, and that made Kazaki hesitate. Takemichi thought for a moment, even in this situation. I don't know why, but I'm not afraid. Naoto. Thank you for guiding me. Baji-san. Chifuyu. Everyone's words have given me courage. Therefore, I am not afraid. Then Takemichi said, "What's holding you back?" Just then Kazaki shoots Takemichi's leg. Despite being shot by Kazaki, Takemichi doesn't give up. And then with firm determination, Takemichi said, "What's wrong, Kazaki? I won't die if you're aiming at my foot. How many reasons are there that convince me to not lose? I don't have charisma like Mikey. And I'm not smart like Naoto. Nor am I adept like Koko. And I don't have a body like Mucho. I'm not strong in fights like Draken, either. That's why I believe in one thing that I am good at. I don't give up. Even if I die, I will not give up." The situation got worse, but Takemichi's resolutions can change the Kanto incident? And again for the second time, Kazaki points a gun at Takemichi, but this time Kazaki looks hesitant. "I'll kill you," Takemichi said. "Go ahead." But at that time, it seemed that Takemichi was not afraid of Kazaki's threats. "It should be easy, right? You killed Emma, so it should be easy for you." Suddenly Kazaki pulled his gun away. In this state Takemichi tries to get back up. However, his body was already tired by then. Suddenly Akin came and he supported Takemichi's body. "What's wrong? Giving up does not exist in your dictionary, doesn't it?" Not long after that Payan woke up from his stupor, and he said, "As long as I'm here, Tokyo Manji will not lose." "Huh? You're damn weak." And the rest of the Tokyo Manji members got up, and they said, "Even though you're weak, you're very inspiring." "I'm not over yet." We're all pumped up. After hearing Takemichi's words, they got back up, and they got motivated. Then Chifuyu said, "Takemichi, I'm glad that you took over after Baji. Kazaki, I will definitely get you for killing Baji. But this whole thing is just them kids fighting. Not a killing spree. We all just wanna look cool. Will power and glory. We fight head on because we don't know our strengths. That's why we fight without fists. Fighting for the things we believe. Fighting for our burdens." Mucho, who heard those words, he was touched. So this is the difference between Tenjiku and Tokyo Manji. I wonder what is Tenjiku aiming for? Izana. Suddenly Kazaki shouted, and he said, "How the hell are you ragged old dust clothes still standing up and talking so proud? It doesn't change the fact that you're losing. At this rate, Tokyo Manji will be gone, right?" Takemichi said, "Don't call me with that nickname." Kazaki said, "Buncha annoying guys, am I right? Oh well, I'm gonna end them." Then it's settled. Tenjiku and Tokyo Manji will be merged. It doesn't matter which one is at the top. The team name will be Tokyo Manji Gang. Mikey will still be captain. How is that? Sounds good, doesn't it? Suddenly Takemichi punched Kazaki, and then Takemichi said, "Kazaki, I'll beat your shitty rotten brain till you make some sense." Inspiring his friends and overwhelming Kazaki. This is Takemichi's spirit. Takemichi said, "Get up, Kazaki. There's no use making peace with you now." Kazaki said, "Why are you pushing me this far?" Then Takemichi said, "How can you make someone like Draken a murder? I can't understand it." Kazaki doesn't understand what Takemichi is talking about. "What the hell are you talking about?" Seeing the response from Kazaki, Takemichi got angry. Suddenly Izana came, and held Takemichi's punch. "Don't interfere, Izana." Then Izana said, "Move, Kazaki. Let me kill everyone here." "I won't let you." Izana easily knocked Takemichi to the ground. "Don't fuck around, trash." But Takemichi didn't give up, he got back up to fight Izana. "I get it now, Draken. You got on death row. Because you avenged Emma. There's definitely a reason on how Mikey ended up like that in the future. And I'll protect Mikey from that." When he was about to attack Izana, suddenly Takemichi stopped. The delinquents who saw that wondered, they said, "He stopped? Is he tired?" Then Takemichi said, "What took you so long?" Then Takemichi raising his fist in the air. And he said, "I told you, I won't lose." Izana felt something strange. "Huh? What are you talking about?" With tears in his eyes, Takemichi said, "President." As everyone turns in shock to see Mikey. What stood before Takemichi? Is the long-awaited person? But why is he here? Mikey came to the battle of Tokyo Manji vs Tenjiku. The delinquents who were fighting there couldn't believe Mikey's presence in that place. Because as we already know, Mikey is mourning Emma's death. Then Coco said, "He's crazy. His sister literally just died. He's supposed to be moping in despair, right? There's no way he could have come." At that time Mikey approached, and came face to face with Kazaki and Izana. Mikey said, "Let me talk to Takemichi for a bit." Mikey went to Takemichi and gave him a friendly hug, then he thanked Takemichi. While crying, Takemichi said, "Mikey. But why? You're not in the right mental state to come." It turned out that at that time Draken came to the battlefield. And even more surprising, Draken then came with Hina. This can happen because while at the hospital, Hina came over to Mikey and she said, "Can I talk to you for a little while?" Takemichi, I think he tried to save Emma. Draken suddenly scolded Hina, "Hey. You shouldn't be saying stuff like that at times like these. Are you out of your mind? Why is everyone being weird? First Takemichi, and now even you. What the hell is wrong with today? Damn. Just leave us alone." Then with a sad face, Hina said, "It's not just Emma. Takemichi is trying to save a lot of people at the same time. What are you even talking about?" Hina said, "I will die. In 12 years, I will die." Draken and Mikey were surprised to hear the words from Hina. To stop that from happening, Takemichi came from the future. This whole talk might sound like a bunch of lies, but it's true. Because you can see his desperation. He knows the future for all of us. He wants to save all of us. But I can't do anything for him. Mikey instantly remembered Takemichi's struggle from the first time he met him until now. Hina's words, and Takemichi's desperate efforts has guided Mikey and Draken. At that time Hina apologized to Takemichi for telling Mikey and Draken that. Takemichi was surprised, "Huh? You told them about the time leaping? You told those two?" Hina said, "Sorry. It slipped out." Slipped out? Takemichi started to think, now what? Those two are not in the right shape. There's no way they can fight. I'm glad they came, but... Then Draken said, "Got any plans, Mikey? Seems like there's still half of Tenjiku." Mikey said, 200 versus 2 is a bit. Yeah. Then Mikey said to the Tenjiku members, "You guys handicapped?" Hearing Mikey's words, Tenjiku members were provoked. Mikey said, "No, you guys are the ones fucking around. Who do you 200 people think I am? Huh?" Then in a loud voice, Mikey said, "I can take down even 20,000 men." All Tenjiku members were shocked to hear Mikey's words. On the other hand, Tokyo Manji members are moved. After hearing Mikey's words, who are still upbeat, even though he is mourning Emma's death. Mikey said, "What's wrong with you guys? Let's have some fun. It's a showdown, isn't it?" Not only Mikey, but Draken also remained strong at that time. "Come on, yell out loud, Tokyo Manji." In the crowd of excited Tokyo Manji members, Takemichi said, "Thanks Hina. Even I couldn't get those two back on their feet. But your pure feelings got them standing." Suddenly Hina grabbed Takemichi's hand and she said, "You're wrong Takemichi. It's not just feelings that got them standing." Then, your never-ending determination moved everyone's hearts. On the other hand, hearing the spirit of Tokyo Manji members, Izana said, "Ah, there's ringing in my ears. I don't know what kind of tricks you have done, but I'm guessing things didn't go as planned, Kazaki?" Suddenly Izana runs and attacks Mikey. But with quick reflexes Mikey can withstand attacks from Izana. Izana said, "Shinichiro's dead. Now Emma is too. So, you feeling empty, yet?" Then Mikey said, you're quite strong. Brother. Mikey versus Izana. The sibling fight that will change the future begins. Sparks fly as two brothers face each other. The climax of the Kanto incident. Mikey said, "Let's settle this for good, brother." Then Izana said, "I wonder how you are still standing." Sano Manjiro versus Kurakawa Izana. Tokyo Manji and Tenjiku most the strongest. In the middle of the fight between Mikey versus Izana, Draken said, "So you came from the future, huh? Sounds like some bullshit, but seeing how you're always so determined, I believe in you. You have both me and Mikey under your guidance. You accomplished that." Back to the fight between Mikey versus Izana. Mikey suddenly issued his flagship kick, but Izana was able to withstand the attack, and he was able to dodge it. This proves that after Hanma, Izana is also able to withstand Mikey's kick. That kick was amazing, Mikey. Then Mikey gave one more kick, and again Izana managed to withstand the kick. Having this much power even in such a bad state, that's crazy. Mikey bounced away after receiving a kick from Izana. And for now it looks like Izana is ahead of Mikey in the fight. Izana said, "That extraordinary rebound and balancing. No wonder they call you the unbeatable. This is great. It's been a while since I felt this motivated." Izana said, "But it's easy to read your moves." The Tokyo Manji members who saw Mikey being knocked down to the ground were shocked. "Wait, there's no way. That Mikey got knocked by one kick? I never seen him outmatched like this." Mucho said, "His undefeatable senses. This is Kurakawa Izana's strength." At that time Izana looked satisfied after successfully knocking Mikey down. "I'll destroy everything down with my power. Since the initial plan didn't work, I will just kill you." Takemichi started to think, even though Mikey's here, we're still defeated? There's no way. It didn't stop there, Mikey attacked Izana again. "Come on. Didn't I say you're easily readable?" While holding back Izana's punch with his head, Mikey said, "Let me ask you something. Why did you kill our sister?" In the midst of the heated battle, a question was thrown to Izana. His answer is? Then shown Kurakawa Izana's flashback. Somewhere, Izana is sitting alone. "I've always wanted a brother. One day, a guy who came to visit suddenly claimed, 'So you're Izana?' Sano Shinichiro claimed that he is my brother. He taught me how to get on a bike. He taught me how to fight. Taught me the delinquent ways. Fashion. Hairstyles. The way he laughs. I learned it all from Shinichiro. My one and only brother." A few years later, "Shinichiro? Oh, long time no see, Izana." Izana said, "Ride with me on my bike. Let's hang out for a bit." "Oh, sure. I'll get ready in a bit." On the way they chatted. "So the day when I ride passenger has come, huh? I got good, didn't I?" Izana said, "Shinichiro, yeah? For the next generation of Black Dragon. How about leaving it to me? I want to protect what's dear to you, that's all." Shinichiro said, "I'll consider it one day." "Thank you, Izana. It's been my dream to unite all my siblings. I will leave Black Dragon to you. And then Manjiro will take over after you." Hearing those words, Izana looked surprised. "What? This guy? He's not my brother?" And a few years after that, Kazaki approached me, the one who has burned out to ashes. Kazaki said, "Are you depressed because your brother is dead, Kurakawa Izana?" Then I built Tenjiku. In the middle of the fight, Izana said, "Mikey, let me tell you a secret. Since Shinichiro can't be my ideal brother anymore, I'll kill all your friends. That's why I've decided. I'll burn you down to ashes and turn you into Shinichiro. So, can you please be painfully empty already? Mikey said, so that's why you killed Emma? You took everything away from me, Manjiro. That's why I'll kill you. For a moment Mikey remembered what Shinichiro said in the past. Hey Manjiro, yeah? Do you know what do you think of having another older brother? Mikey said, another older brother, huh? Amidst Mikey and Izana's fight, Takemichi said, don't tell me he can't find any openings to attack Izana? Draken said, Mikey's using all his strength. That alone can tell you how crazy strong Izana is. On the other hand, Hanma, who saw the fight, said, so cool. Izana's giving it his all right now. Then Kikucho said, solidarity is Izana's strength. When he was 12, he got attacked by a group and got seriously injured. As he recovered, he took revenge by himself. He attacked everyone to the point of no recovery. When he finally got to the group's leader, he cornered him. As long as you're still alive, your friends, your family, I will destroy all of them until they can't recover. Kikucho said. After that, he cornered the group leader, cut his own throat and killed himself. No matter who his opponents are, he does not hesitate to kill. And it's not that Izana isn't interested in other people. It's that he does not have a limiter to stop him from doing so. His fists just kill others. Izana said, are you kidding me right now, Mikey? Is this seriously all the power you got? I'm really gonna kill you, you know? Mikey got back up. Then he said, you're not interested anyone, huh? Not even the friends who fight for you. Izana said, fighting for me? Wrong. They're frightened of me, that's why they're fighting. They're all in the same playhouse with the Tokyo Manji kids. In Tenjiku there is only fear and an interest with it. Shit like trust and friendship are just delusions. The moment Takemichi realized something, wait. Something is not right. Did Izana's movement become sloppy? Draken said, yeah. He's gotten plenty of kick blows from Mikey. His limbs are getting tired. In the midst of the fight, which had stopped for a moment, Mikey said, how long are you going to decide things on your own? Izana said, Shinichiro and Emma are dead now. Aren't you alone too? Izana gives a sudden attack to Mikey. But Mikey could easily withstand the attack, without flinching at all. Mikey said, you're wrong Izana. You still have a brother. And I too, have a brother. For a moment Mikey remembered flashback with Shinichiro. Shinichiro. So you were talking about Izana? At that time Mikey said, well, if I have another older brother. Yeah. I will definitely love him. At that time, Shinichiro looked happy after hearing Mikey's answer. I see. During the battle Mikey says something unexpected. Brothers, I just want to save you. Izana is angry to hear Mikey's words. Izana throws a kick at Mikey. But easily Mikey can dodge the attack. You're starting to miss. Instantly Izana fell to the ground after receiving an attack from Mikey. The delinquents who saw what happened, they were shocked. Mikey landed a kick on him. At that time Izana got up. And he said, what the hell? So you had it in you all this time, Mikey? Excellent, very excellent. This is getting fun. Izana gave a surprise attack to Mikey. But Mikey can easily dodge the attack. At that time, Mikey tried to make Izana realize, why did you become like this? Why can't you love your own siblings? If only you could have opened up your heart. Emma and I would have been happy to take you in. "Why Izana?" Izana said. "Shut up. Don't say it like as if you'd know." Shinichiro. For a moment, Izana remembered Shinichiro and Emma. Then when he saw Mikey, he immediately saw the shadows of Shinichiro and Emma. They were both behind Mikey. "Why? Why are you on his side?" Then Mikey said, "You lose, Izana." At that time Izana looked frustrated, and she was furious. Izana rushed to Kazaki. Then he took the gun Kazaki was holding. Izana pointed a gun at Mikey. Then he said, "If I lose this fight, that means I've lost everything, right? Die, Mikey." Without fear Mikey said, "Try and shoot me, Izana. You'll be satisfied, right?" Dakin, who saw the incident, said, "Don't test him, Mikey. He is not playing around." Mikey shouted at Izana, "What's wrong, Izana? Pull the trigger. Try and shoot me." Suddenly Kikucho came, and he threw the gun in Izana's hand. Izana said, "Kikucho, you the fuck are you doing?" Kikucho said, "Izana, that's enough, okay? We are lost." Mucho, who saw it, was surprising. Kikucho is against Izana. The guy who's most loyal to Izana. That Kikucho? Meanwhile, Kazaki, who saw that, he looked annoyed. And then Izana said, "So, a servant is giving advice to his king? Really?" Then a flashback of Izana and Kikucho is shown. At that time Kikucho was making a grave for his parents. Suddenly Izana came up to Kikucho and he said, "That's a cool scar you got there. What are you making?" Kikucho replied, "My parents' grave. They died in an accident." Izana said, "I see. So, that's where you got your scars." Then Kikucho said, "Leave me alone. If you talk to me you'll get bullied too." Suddenly Izana destroys the tomb that Kikucho made. "Hey, what the hell?" Then Izana said, "Forget about the people who died. They won't be around to protect you anymore. You aren't worth anything, so no one is going to protect you. Do you get it? That's why I will give your life a value. From today on, I'll be your king. You are my servant. Live as my servant." At that time in Kikucho's mind, "I thought I died. But on that day, Izana gave me a reason to live." Kikucho said, "I only fought for you. No matter how twisted your thoughts are, I will gladly die for you. So please, stop showing yourself like this. I don't want to see you in such a horrible state." In an instant the situation became silent. Then Izana said, "Hey, executives. Don't just stand there and watch. Hurry up and kill Kikucho." However Kikucho is still trying to make Izana realize. "Don't you get it? Not even the executives including me can win this." Tenjiku lost, Izana. However at that time, Izana looked very frustrated, and he did not accept his defeat. And suddenly, there's a shot, and you can see, in this scene Kikucho is already bleeding. It turns out that at that time Kazaki shot Kikucho with his gun. Kazaki said, "God fucking damn it, you're so annoying. Again and again. My plans are always ruined by Hanagaki. When I am unable to use Mikey, I have no choice but to use Izana instead. But now you're in my goddamn way, Kikucho." Kikucho turned around, and he ran to attack Kazaki. Kazaki looked panicked at the time, and he fired 3 shots at Kikucho. But suddenly Izana came, and she received the shot that was fired by Kazaki. Instantly all the delinquents who saw the incident looked shocked. Kazaki himself was shocked to see that. Izana? Why? Why is Izana protecting his servant? Kikucho, who was lying on the ground, was shocked by what Izana did. "You. What are you doing?" Izana said, "Damn it. You're quite a handful for a servant. My body moved on its own." Meanwhile, Izana, who was dying on the ground, said to Mikey, "Mikey, there's something I want to tell you. It's Tenjiku defeat. With tears in his eyes, Kikucho said, "That's enough. I've already announced that. You don't have to say it." Izana laughed, and he said, "What does that even mean?" Kikucho said, "Izana, why did you protect me? You're a king, and I'm just trash that can be thrown away. Didn't you have an era that you wanted to build? Then you'll be the king, right, Izana?" Then Izana said, "It's our era, okay, huh? I'm sorry, Kikucho. But..." Then with a smile, Izana said, "You're the only one I have." Then Izana said to Mikey, "Mikey, you said you want to save me, right?" Mikey said, "Of course, you are my brother. You don't have to talk, Izana." Izana said, "There was one time, I coincidentally met her. The mother who threw me away." Then Izana tells about his past. "Mom, why did you throw me away? Is it because of all this gambling?" Then his mother said, "You're annoying. You are not my son. You were just the child of my ex-husband with a Filipino woman. What a useless man. In the end, he got chased by some thugs and died. Do you get it? You are someone else's child and we do not share the same blood." Izana, who heard that, she looked depressed and disappointed. Then he goes and takes his anger out on Shinichiro. "You knew about it, didn't you? Why didn't tell me about it, Shinichiro?" Then Shinichiro said, "Ah, so you found out. But does that even matter?" Izana said, "What do you mean does it matter? This is something important, isn't it?" Shinichiro said, "Come on, Izana. Blood related or not, nothing will change between us, alright? Shut up. Why did you even come to me? I've endured loneliness right from the beginning. Do you get it, Shinichiro? I thought I found the happiness that could take me away from that hell." "That's right. Me, Shinichiro, you and Emma. We are not siblings. I am blood related to no one at all." "Hey, Mikey? So you wanted to save me? There is no way to save me, right?" The final words of the unfortunate pierced the hearts of Mikey and his friends. As Izana falls down defeated, he unveiled secrets about his origins. And silence followed. And Izana died at that time. Kikucho, who saw Izana dead, while crying he crawled closer to Izana. And he grabbed Izana's hand. Then he said, "Izana, it's okay, you won't be able alone. I'll be there with you. Shortly. We lived such great lives." It's snowing. Suddenly it snows, making Kikucho remember his childhood memories with Izana. That time they both rushed out to see the snow falling. It was the time when Izana and Kikucho played together. They really enjoyed what a beautiful day it was. In the end, Izana and Kikucho made a snow castle together. It's done. That's our kingdom's castle. Our kingdom? Then Izana plans her dream at that time. "This is our top secret plan. When we grow up, we'll follow this plan and make the greatest kingdom. I will be the king. For a servant like you. Yeah, I will make you part of the troop squad. Troop squad? You'll fight for our kingdom. We will make a country where the people are those with no relatives. We will make a home for them. We can't afford to lose from now on." Then with a smile Kikucho replied, "Okay. If that's the case, we can't lose, not even once. What's our kingdom's name?" Then Izana replied, "Let's see. Since I am Sanzang, and your son Goku, right? Our kingdom will be called Tenjiku." "Tenjiku, huh? We'll definitely create a great era." The two men fought to seek an ideal utopia. They hold hands until the end of their dreams, connected beyond blood. After that incident, Mikey rushed to take action. He said, "Members of Tokyo Manji and Tenjiku. Everyone listen up. Our dispute ends here. An ambulance and the cops will arrive shortly. Before any of us get into trouble, get out of here as soon as possible. I will be the only person who stays. Suddenly Mucho called Mikey, and he said, "You get out of here too." Mochi said, "We will stay here." Then seeing Hatani Ron approaching the bodies of Izana and Kikucho, who are lying on the ground. Then he said, "Somehow, I've always admired you guys. Captains. Kikucho. Rest well, you two. I will hold on to it dearly. The way you two lived your lives." Meanwhile, Kazaki is seen crawling in fear, to bear the consequences for all the mistakes he has made. At that time Mikey looked at Kazaki with a cold stare, then he said, "I will never forgive you. Kazaki." Suddenly Hanma, who was using his bike, approached Kazaki, and he rushed to take Kazaki away from that place. "You owe me 1K, Kazaki?" Takemichi panicked seeing that. They're getting away. If they escape then nothing will change. Suddenly Draken called out to Takemichi. "We'll chase them." Then Mikey said, "Takemichi, I will take care of Hina. I leave the rest to you." After that, Draken and Takemichi rushed to catch Hanma and Kazaki, who ran away. On the way, Takemichi thought back. Naoto. Soon we'll finally corner them. Taking over Tokyo Manji. Just to kill Draken. Manipulating Kazutora into killing Baji. Killing Chifuyu in the future. Ruining the Shiba brothers. Killing Naoto and Emma. Izana and Kikucho. And above all, whatever his reason is to continuously kill Hina. I won't let you get away. If he gets away here and time left, then everything will fail. At that time Kazaki looked very panicked. Hanma, faster. They're catching up on us. Because Kazaki's panic made Hanma lose control of the bike, and made them both slip and fall to the ground. And that's why Takemichi finally caught up with Kazaki. As the Kanto incident wraps up, Takemichi chases Kazaki, who tries to escape. It is time to settle things for good. But at that time Kazaki was still trying to escape. Takemichi is still trying to catch up to Kazaki. Suddenly Takemichi fell to the ground. Because of the pain in his leg due to the gunshot wound that Kazaki gave him earlier. Luckily at that time Draken came, and helped Takemichi. "Get on my back. Draken?" Then Kazaki's pursuit continues. At that time Takemichi said, "I'm sorry, Draken." Then Draken said, "It's just fair, isn't it? Last time it was the other way around. That moment when Kiyomasa stabbed me. You knew about it. About my death. I don't know what will happen in the future. But I know that you have been fighting desperately. So Kazaki is the mastermind?" Suddenly, Draken. Behind you. Suddenly Hanma came with an iron pipe. Fortunately, Draken was able to withstand the attack. "Takemichi, can you run?" "Yes. I'll run until my legs break. Then leave this to me." "Okay." After that, Takemichi ran hunting down Kazaki, who had run away. "So. You fucking zombies. I'll kill you here and now." Hanma said, "I'll put pigtails on your gravestone." Just then, Takemichi tried to catch Kazaki, who was running away. Around the corner, Kazaki outwits Takemichi. Kazaki picked up a stone, then he hit Takemichi's head with the brick he was holding. But at that time Takemichi was able to withstand the blow. Then Takemichi hit Kazaki back. Kazaki didn't want to give up, he immediately hit Takemichi with his left hand. At that time Takemichi and Kazaki hit each other without the slightest gap, until finally they both stopped for a moment. Takemichi finally confronts Kazaki. It is time to settle everything. The moment Takemichi gets distracted, Kazaki immediately launched an attack on Takemichi. "Don't space around, you idiot." But Takemichi didn't give up until there. Takemichi still gave his fight to Kazaki. And in the end Takemichi was able to corner Kazaki. "Just give up already. You lost, Kazaki. So weak that all you do is just manipulate and use others." Mobius. Valhalla, and Tenjiku. You can't do anything by yourself. Hearing those words, Kazaki looked very angry, and she endured the blow from Takemichi. And he said, "Are you stupid? You don't always have to use brute force to get yourself up to the top." Kazaki attacks Takemichi with his head, and it makes Takemichi in pain. The key to getting what you want to achieve is a perfectly crafted plan. A perfect plan? A perfectly crafted plan just to utterly crush me? Shut up. Kazaki reversed his position, and now Takemichi was cornered. Kazaki said, "I'm supposed to be the dark hero." The first plan was to kill Draken and take the spot as the second man, pulling strings in Tokyo Manji from the back. Then the second plan was to make that headless angel group destroy Tokyo Manji, and put Mikey on the top. The third was to instigate Tenjiku into destroying Tokyo Manji. I wanted to control Mikey like a puppet, and rule the underworld. Everything started perfectly as planned. There was no way I was losing. Except if there was someone who... Takemichi got up and said, "I remember it now. That blazing flame. And the dark smoke that followed it. Standing in front of that blaze, I swore I will be at the top of Tokyo Manji. And right there was that very same place. This place, in the future, is where you killed Tachibana Hinata. This never-ending battle of jumping from the past to the present. Let's settle it right here, right now, Kazaki." Kazaki laughed and he said, "Just as I thought. You are a time leaper?" Then suddenly a mysterious vision appears from the future. That time when Kazaki and Hina met somewhere. Takemichi was confused and wondered, what was that scene? Meanwhile Kazaki was still laughing. "I see. So that's what it is. So you really are a time leaper, huh?" Then Takemichi said, "Kazaki, what business do you have with Hina? I know you want something from Tokyo Manji. That's why you had your eyes on Mikey. But why kill Hina again and again?" For a moment Kazaki stopped laughing, and he fell silent while staring at the sky. "I see. I failed, huh?" Suddenly that mysterious vision reappeared in Takemichi's mind. Again. This scene. This time his vision was clearer. At that time Kazaki proposed to Hina. But at that time Hina rejected Kazaki's proposal. Hina immediately went to leave Kazaki at that time. And maybe this is the reason why Kazaki always kills Hina in the future. Takemichi is surprised after seeing the mysterious vision. At this very place, in the future, Kazaki confessed to Hina? "Kazaki, you. Don't tell me you and Hina." Suddenly Kazaki pulled out his gun, and he pointed it at Takemichi. "Our fate ends right here and now. Since it's the end for both of us, I will tell you everything. They called me a prodigy growing up. Kazaki. You're so amazing. You ranked 1 in the national tests again. I pretended I didn't care about it. But I liked Tachibana Hinata. And Hinata would definitely like a prodigy like me. Or so I thought. Out of nowhere, a certain hero appeared, stealing Hina's heart from me. Tanigaki Takemichi. Ever since, I tailed you." At that time Takemichi said, "Takuya. Yeah? You know the type of hero I am? You know delinquents? Listen. Let's be them become some later in middle school. We will become the top delinquents in Japan." Little Kazaki, who heard those words, realized, the hell is that dream? Japan's top delinquent? What are delinquents? Can someone like that be a hero? I then looked into Japan's delinquents, and even contacted some real ones. He seemed like a guy who was currently taking the top spot of delinquency. But Japan's #1 was not him. I searched further, until I found this one man. Tokyo Manji Gang's captain, Sano Manjiro. And so, I started schemating. Hina, Takemichi, and then Mikey. It was all connected under Kazaki's plans. Summer. Second year of middle school. While I was in the middle of doing my plans, I coincidentally met you. Watch. Tanigaki Takemichi. I am reborn. For the sake of the woman of my life. But at that time Takemichi seemed to ignore Kazaki. And that makes Kazaki feel angry. I will be better than you. I will become Japan's #1 delinquent. And my dreams won't be as half-assed as yours. I have crafted a plan, and in order to make it work, I have to include one important person. At that time Kazaki approached Mikey, and he introduced himself. Who the hell are you? I'm Kazaki Tada. Manjiro Sano is no doubt the best vessel to becoming Japan's #1. And I can pull the strings to manipulate him. The perfect medium for me to rise to the top. The outcome of my grand plan will take 10 years. I can gain Mikey's trust in the first year. I will continue to manipulate him, that will take 2 years. Then the two of us will dominate Tokyo, over the course of 3 years. Finally, taking over Japan will take 4 years. And that concludes my perfect 10-year plan of being Japan's #1 delinquent. Only then, will I publicly propose to Tachibana Hinata. However, why are you always in my way? How many times have you time left? Takemichi said. So you killed Hina, just because you got rejected? You killed her again and again. Then Kazaki shouted, Tachibana is my woman. I will never hand her to the likes of you. If you take her, I will kill you. Why? I have done so much for her. Why does Hinata never turn my way? It's all your fault. I respect you. But you betrayed me. I should have just killed you sooner. Suddenly Takemichi kicked Kazaki's gun. And the gun can be taken by Takemichi. While pointing a gun at Kazaki, Takemichi said, from the beginning. It should have been this way instead. Die. Like it or not, this is the final resort. Suddenly Hina and Mikey came to Takemichi at that time. Kazaki, who saw Hina coming, he was surprised. And he just ran away. At that time Takemichi was still chasing Kazaki, who was running away. It's over, Kazaki. Everyone knows what you're up to. No one trusts you anymore. Your pathetic dreams are now gone. Then Kazaki said, like hell, I'll let it end. I can start over again and again. One day Tachibana will be mine. One day, for sure. Takemichi said, no way. I won't let that happen. I won't let you go back to the future again. After hearing Takemichi's words, Kazaki stops in the middle of a crosswalk. And he says, go back to the future? You still think that I'm a time leaper? Takemichi is surprised by this fact. You're not? Before Kazaki can explain, suddenly a truck crashes into him. The moment Kazaki is cornered, a sudden disaster hits. What was the truth he was about to unveil? After he is struck by the truck, Kazaki lays in the intersection. When he tried to get up, his mangled body prevents him from doing so. Kazaki screamed in pain. And he was disappointed with how he was at that time. At the last moment Kazaki said, I don't want to die. Not long after that Mikey and Hina caught up, with Mikey asking what happened. Kanto incident. The conflict involving approximately 500 members between Kanagawa's largest delinquent gang, Yokohama Tenjiku, and Tokyo's largest Bosozoku gang, Tokyo Manji Gang. 5 involved are detained and 3 deaths reported. The incident came to an end with a terrifying result. On a nearby street, an exhausted Hanma remarks that he lost to Draken. But Kazaki should have escaped by now. Then mentioned in Tenjiku vs Tokyo Manji conflict, the 5 arrested are Tenjiku's executives, Mucho, Madarame Shion, Heitani brothers, Dan Mochi, and the 3 dead, Sano Emma, Kurakawa Izana, and Kazaki Tada. The following day, Takemichi visits Kikucho, who survived his gunshot wound, at the hospital. "Yo! Kikucho!" Kikucho said, "In the end, it's always me who survives, huh?" Then Takemichi said, "Don't say it that way. Izana saved you, he wouldn't rest in peace if he heard that." Kikucho said, "Kazaki is dead too. Tenjiku's dreams are all shattered now." Takemichi said, That all depends on you, Kikucho. It's true, that Kazaki died. My battle should end. However, nevertheless, ever since that day Kazaki died, I can't stop shaking." And finally Tenjiku arc ends. Until here this episode, what do you think? Give your opinion in the comments for the next episode. So don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the latest videos from us. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoy and see you later.